Hi, everybody. This is Tom with Culture Chap. So, today I'd like to talk about something that may not be too popular, but bear with me. So, there's been a few theater articles about theaters that have said they can't be socially relevant. And mostly they're talking about things that are in our area, it's too white. In our area, it's too something. And this is globally. So in our area, we're too Japanese. There's too many Japanese people. There's not enough variety. We can't do this. We can't do that. In each country, there are complaints that our area is too monochromatic as far as people go. So there's nothing we can do for socially relevant plays. Now, the ones near me in the States, they're believing that there's no people of color in their areas, which may be true. Some areas are very white. In Japan, they believe that certain things will embarrass the family if they do it, or certain things of embarrassment. It's a long story, but if you're trying to be socially relevant, there are many topics. And I would like to suggest you do the play Night Mother by Marsha Norman. This is the part where you won't like. Night Mother has to do with suicide. Yeah, it's still a big problem. There are several, I won't say several groups, but there are several types of groups that tend to commit suicide more frequently. And whatever the group is in your area, and you can cast those people, that would be good. Night Mother is two women, two grown women. You can age it up so that the mother is much older and the daughter is, middle age. That would be great. Give older actors a chance. You can choose the person who's suicidal, the younger person, to be someone that you feel is relevant to your area. I think that in the States right now, veterans have a high rate of suicide. Veterans, trans people, don't get mad at me. The numbers are the numbers. I'm not going to quote statistics because they're different at every different place. And YouTube is global, so whatever is for your area. In Japan, there's a high number of mothers who kill themselves. And in every country, in Africa, in Japan, in South America, whatever is relevant to your area. So I believe that you should do Night Mother. Now, I think a lot of you are seeing the downturn in people getting seats and buying things and buying seasons out and people coming to your shows, and you think, why would I do Night Mother? I don't want to do a play about that subject. It will not sell, but it will sell. The more socially relevant things that are in your season, the more variety in your season, you'd be surprised how well it does. If you're worried, do it for 2 weeks. I hope you do it for longer, but do it for 2 weeks. Do it between your main shows. Get it prepared. Do it minimalistically. And what I mean is, a lot of people say, oh, Night Mother, it takes a kitchen and a table and a sofa maybe. How about just a big dining room table and a sofa? How about just that? You don't really need the kitchen. You can have things in the background, in the back of the set that denote kitchen. They're just doors. Doors for fridge, doors for this, doors for that. The cupboards, they can be all one color. Remember, it's about suicide, so it is a bleak thing. You don't need to spend money on a cheery kitchen to get this done. You need good actors. How about just a gray background with doors that open to get what you need? Because they do use props in this, and that's what you want to concentrate on. What if the mother is doing chores, but they don't have to do with dishes or microwaves or whatever else you think? What if she just pulls out bread to knead? Several loaves of bread to knead. That's a great prop. The daughter, now this will be upsetting, but I don't think I'm spoiling anything that happens in the play. The daughter comes to the dining table and she takes a gun out and dismantles it, a pistol, and cleans it, which she eventually uses on herself. Once she leaves the stage, you hear the gunshot. It's upsetting. Now, it may be too much for your patrons to see a gun on stage, and I understand that. But I think the trick is, at least in the ones I've seen, the gun is dismantled. It's pieces. And although it's still a disturbing prop, it's never fully assembled. So anything that could upset your audience, there's something to be said about a gun not fully assembled. It's still upsetting. Maybe you have an announcement beforehand. The props you see on stage are not real. That might work if you think it's good for your audience. I know that if you're in adjacent to military compounds and so forth, there's a lot of veterans. Seeing a gun on stage might be too much. This announcement might be good to say. This gun is not real. This is a prop. You could do it with just a table, a large, interesting table. But I think the idea of different levels, so not the whole audience is arguing at a table, a table and a sofa, a love seat, would be good on your stage. They don't cost much. You may have them in stock already. So this is a play that's inexpensive to put up if you do it cleverly and minimalistically. There's one costume for each character for the show, a table, chairs, some props, a sofa. It may be very easy and inexpensive. And if you only do it for 2 weeks between your main shows as a filler, it's a very good filler. It's a very important topic. Unfortunately, this topic never goes away. So if you feel your area is lacking in diversity, if you feel your theater is lacking in subjects that you can do, this is a global problem. You can do it in any country where you feel this is a problem. Now, additionally, I feel that in your program, you should look in your area and don't get mad. This won't take a lot of time. I think that the pushback I'll get from people in the theater about this topic is if someone wants help to not do this deed, they can find the help themselves. Put numbers in your program. Put numbers on your website. Locally, these are the numbers. Have a series of them, at least a dozen. If you're a teen, here's a local number and a website. If you're a veteran, here's a local number at a website. Here is the national number in our country. Here is Better Help Online, which is an excellent website. Here is, if you're an Asian mother and you're thinking of doing this, whatever statistics you read for your area that talk about the majority of types of people that commit this act, find those numbers online. It won't take you long. What, a half an hour to write down a dozen numbers and put it in your program? It's very helpful. Reiterate that your theater is not the place to come talk to this, but you are just a facilitator to show where the help is. The professionals that know about this topic, that know what to say to people that want to commit this act. That's very important. You're just the theater presenting this play. You think it is an important topic to present to your community to prevent this. It's such a waste. And most of us that are not going through it cannot understand why people are going through it. It's sort of none of your business to make judgments, to ask why. Just know that these people want to stop the pain of whatever they're going through. That's the point. So it is a good play. It was written in the 80s. And if you think to yourself, I've had such bad luck with plays that are older, they're no longer relevant. Well, Marcia Norman is a great playwright, and she's updated this play. So if you need something with cell phones or microwaves or things that weren't readily available in America in the early 1980s, she has updated versions. Now you're not calling her or the playwright service to get the rights to this play and saying, I want the trans version, I want the veteran version, I want the whatever version. It's not like that. You're choosing this actor that's representing this group because you need to point attention to that group. That's just who you chose because you feel it's important. I think a veteran would be great. A uniform, half a uniform, would be startlingly amazing on stage for a veteran. Anything you think the person you pick to play the perpetrator of this crime, because it is a crime, people get arrested for it in different countries very seriously, could have something to denote who they are in this costume. You're not focusing on that group. You're not going to that group and saying, you've got a problem with this. You're just choosing someone from a group that has the tendency to do this. And you're leaving it at that. Okay? Be sure and include people of that group. If you're choosing a veteran, have that at the top of your list. There is a big problem with veterans in this country, our country, wherever you are, committing this act. And that's the first number, Veteran Prevention Hotline. Okay? Always write a phone number and a website. This is very helpful. You never know what people need. And put that in your program. Put it on your website. Do this show between shows, I'm saying. If you think it's not going to sell, do it anyway. Your own self-interest wants variety for your theater. Your own peace of mind that you're doing something for this social welfare of other people is extremely important. You know, you can't do just comedies all the time. That's not a season. You need variety in your season, and this is a very good play. Okay? I'll put all the links down in the doobly-doo down below that tells you where to find that play, the national hotlines for a couple of different countries that I do work in, and please consider this. All right, that's all for today. Like and subscribe. Thank you.